You're listening to the Sisters in Loss podcast, a faith-based grief and loss podcast for Black women, where you will hear stories of miscarriage, infant loss, stillbirth, and infertility to learn there is a testimony in tragedy. You will learn how to heal, gain clarity, find hope and peace, and turn your pain into your purpose after loss. I'm your host, Erica M. McAfee. Welcome to episode 74 of the Sisters in Loss podcast. Have you experienced cervical incompetence or an incompetent cervix? In today's episode, we have Jamillah Miller, who shares her multiple miscarriage story due to an incompetent cervix. She found out her 16-year-old daughter was pregnant right after she had her rainbow baby. And right before her grandchild was born, she experienced another loss. Jamillah is the founder and the host of That Girl Named Boom podcast. And in this episode, she shares how she overcame postpartum depression, her marriage being tested, and how she overcame obstacles of fear, doubt, uncertainty, and timidness. This episode is for you to listen to if you have experienced recurrent losses due to incompetent cervix. Here is Jamillah Miller. Thank you, Jamillah, for being on the podcast.
No problem.
Well, can you share with the listeners a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yes. My name is Jamillah. I am from Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. I'm a mother of two, a 17-year-old and a 2-year-old. I'm also a grandmother of a 7-month-old granddaughter. I'm a project manager at a local telephone company in my area. So I do that full-time, and I also have a pot girl named Boom, and it's on several platforms: Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. So that's where you can find my podcast. So that's a little bit about me.
Awesome. So tell us about your journey to motherhood and share with us your loss story.
So my journey to motherhood started in 2011. My husband and I, we got married in 2007. We had just purchased our first home in 2011. And about, I'd say a month after the closing, we found out that we were pregnant. We were extremely excited just because we had been trying since we got married and it just never happened. So we were also shocked. At the time, I really didn't think anything of it. It was just like, hey, great, I'm pregnant. I can't wait for this. Can't wait to share this experience with family and friends. And just kind of went about it as we thought it would just be a normal pregnancy. So everything was fine. Blood worked good. Everything was going great. Then one day at work, I felt like slight cramping and started like leaking some fluid. So it kind of freaked me out a little bit. And like my doctor was right across the street from my job. So on my lunch break, I walked over there and I expressed my concerns. And at that time, they told me that if I wasn't having like a big gush of fluid or any heavy bleeding, there was really nothing to worry about. So I went back to work. Still the same thing was happening. Went home that evening. The same thing was happening. I think I don't know if I tried to ignore it or just, at the time I didn't know what I know now, so I just took the doctor's word for it. As the night went on, I really wasn't able to get a lot of sleep. The pains kind of got worse, just got uncomfortable. And I woke up, it was in the middle of the night, probably about 1 o'clock in the morning to go to the restroom, and my water broke while I was on the toilet. And when that happened, I knew that there was a problem. So I looked at my husband, told him what happened, and I'll never forget the look on his face. I had never seen that look before. So we went to the hospital, to the emergency room, which is not far from our house. And I was examined by the doctor, and I was told that there was nothing they could do. I was 16 weeks at the time, and that the baby was descending down the birth canal. So at this point, I was just totally shocked, confused. I just couldn't believe that this was happening. I was admitted to labor and delivery, and I was administered Cytotec to deliver our 16-week-old baby. So it was a very long process, and delivered the baby. It was a boy. Spent a little time with him, cried a lot, of course, and then I was sent back home to try to put together the pieces and try to understand everything that had just happened. So after that, of course, it was a lot of grief, anger, depression, things like that. And to be quite honest with you, I think I tried to mask all of it. I went back to work very quickly just to try to move on. So for a period of about, I'd say, 3 years, we were in a very dark place, my husband and myself. Our marriage was tested. I battled with depression, and we kind of sought therapy. And that was like one of the best things that ever happened to us. We started to get our relationship back on track, our marriage. We changed the way we ate. We started exercising together, spending more time together. And we were just in a really good place. So, in that 3-year time frame, after we had mended our relationship and just got closer and stronger, we got pregnant again in 2014. So we were really shocked by that again, and we decided to get another doctor just because I felt that I was not treated properly from my previous physician, and the physician who is still now to this day my doctor. She came highly recommended. She has dealt with several mothers and pregnancies that were similar to mine. So what she decided to do when I found out that I was pregnant a second time, she decided to bring us in a little earlier just to kind of talk to us, get some tests and things like that out of the way, which I was thankful for that. So once again, everything seemed to be on the up and up. Everything was going good. The pregnancy was progressing. And at 16 weeks, again, in the month of November, I started to kind of feel those same cramping sensations again. I knew that they were contractions, and I knew something didn't feel right. So we just went straight ahead to the emergency room. They did a checkup on me, gave me an ultrasound, said everything was fine, everything checked out, nothing was wrong. And I do want to point out one thing that they did not do in the emergency room is they did not do a vaginal exam. They didn't check the length of my cervix or anything. So I went back home. As the night went on, the pains got a little worse. And I couldn't sleep at all. So I went back. I told them that I was definitely having contractions. And while waiting in the emergency room, I sneezed and my water broke. Again, I was extremely distraught because I knew the words that were going to come out of the doctor's mouth again for a second time. And I know, once that happens at 16 weeks, it's kind of hard to save a baby or a fetus. So unfortunately, I was told the same thing. There was nothing they could do, and I had to be admitted to labor and delivery to deliver our second son. This time, it was just extreme devastation for my husband. I had never seen him cry the way that he cried. It was just all over again. I couldn't believe I was going through that. We were going through that. So once again, went back home, tried to put together the pieces, my mind was all over the place because I thought that I had made the right decision switching doctors, and I was confident in that doctor. And I felt like the doctor failed me. I felt like God failed me. I didn't know what I was doing wrong. So I struggled a lot once again, really hard to get back on track. I started back going to my therapist. And actually in July, on our daughter's birthday, July of 2015, we found out we were pregnant for a third time. So this time we were extremely shocked because we had never gotten pregnant that quickly before. So, I tried to be as positive as I could, and I said, well, this is it. Third time's the charm. This is going to be our rainbow baby. It's no doubt about it. So, visited our doctor early again, just to get all the necessary testing and things like that out of the way. And it was her determination that I suffered from an incompetent cervix or a short cervix, and they recommended that I have a procedure to get a cerclage. I'm really thankful for that. They referred us to a specialist. And in conjunction to my gynecologist, my OBGYN, I also saw the specialist as well. And at 12 weeks, we had the procedure done to have a cerclage placed. The cerclage was placed and done until 36 weeks. They typically remove the cerclages at 36 weeks. And my pregnancy with my son, it was a great pregnancy. I have no concerns, no issues, nothing whatsoever. I couldn't have asked for a better pregnancy. At 36 weeks, I had the cerclage removed, and not only was my son a full-time baby, he was a week late. So he was born on March 29th of 2016 via C-section, and he is our rainbow baby, and we love him to death. He brightens up our day. And that's my story there, or my lost story. So now we're just loving motherhood and everything about it.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Hey, sister-in-laws. It is December and Christmas is near. The best Christmas gift you can give me is to rate and review the Sisters-in-Laws podcast. What is your favorite episode that you've heard in 2018? What episode resonated with you the most on your grief journey? Let me know in your review. Give us a 5-star review wherever you listen to podcasts, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. That is the best Christmas gift that you can give me, by leaving a review. I'm trying to get to 100 reviews by the end of 2018. So thank you so much in advance for your reviews, and I look forward to what we have in store for 2019. So tell us about your healing journey. How did you go through healing, and how did it affect your relationship, your faith in God? Tell us about that.
So my healing journey, a very long process, a long healing journey. I am sought help of a therapist. That's probably like the best thing that ever happened to us, because I don't know how we could have done that alone. It's no way for anyone to do that alone. And of course, while I was pregnant with my son, my rainbow baby, I leaned on God a lot. I prayed a lot. I listened to a lot of worship music. Definitely with the other losses, I did question God a lot. I questioned, why was this happening to me? Did I do something wrong? What can I do to fix it? As a woman, you want to be able to have children from your significant other, and it just it made me feel like I was less of a woman, like the man that I knew and loved, I couldn't bear children for him. So I struggled with why God was punishing me, why was this happening. So counseling, therapy was one way for me to heal. And as a matter of fact, I'm sorry, I kind of skipped over our third loss that we did have, which was a 7-week loss in November of 2017. That loss was extremely difficult and very traumatic, just because I had never suffered a loss that early before, and it had to be forced because the baby would not expel on its own, and I was given a choice to expel the baby at home, which if I had to do that all over again, I would have made the choice to do it at the hospital. There was a lot of blood. It was just a traumatic experience for us. After that last loss that I had in 2017, I started a different kind of healing process. Although I had grew to have a better relationship with God and understand Him, this time around I started meditating, and I was introduced to the wonderful world of crystals. So I do meditate with crystals, and I use sage a lot. So that's some of the things that I do, and I still practice until this day. I journal, which has helped me tremendously. So that's all of those things make up my healing process, and those are things that I try to incorporate daily in my everyday life.
Awesome. So tell us about your podcast.
My podcast, That Girl Named Boom. So I discuss everything from life to holistics, health and wellness, money tips, just sharing my journey through life, things I have learned. I talk about depression because I have struggled with that, depression and anxiety. Well, it was important for me to be very transparent on my podcast, just because I feel like people love transparency, and I know that there are other people out there who have gone through similar situations like me, and I just want to be able to help others, offer a little guidance and support. Currently at this time right now, I am kind of going through a spiritual awakening, so it was important for me to discuss that on my podcast. So that is something that I have discussed as well. Teen pregnancy, I discussed that because our daughter became pregnant at 16 years old. So I felt like that was a taboo subject, and it was important for me to discuss that and bring awareness to it.
Awesome. So tell us about some tools and resources. I know you mentioned therapy that you use to help you on your healing journey.
Yes. So some tools. There was a book that I was gifted from a cousin of mine while I was pregnant with our son. This book, it was great. It's a book about a loss, or not loss in general, but when you are expecting a baby after a loss. It includes all kind of daily devotionals, and it helps you to obtain and get a closer relationship with God, and just kind of explains, that the feelings that you are having while you are pregnant after a loss, they're normal feelings, and it's okay to have those feelings, and just to talk to God and become one with God, and He will get you through anything. So I was gifted that book while I was pregnant with my son, and that's another thing that helped me a lot, along with, like I mentioned earlier, listening to worship music every chance that I got. Because it was important for me to just give God all the glory and the praise. That's the reason our son is here today.
Yes, that is so important. So, what encouraging words can you leave the mom that has experienced the loss and she is looking to try again?
Of course, never give up. Never give up, and don't be afraid to ask your doctors questions. A lot of times and this is how I was when I initially, with our first pregnancy, I didn't know much about pregnancy, and I just kind of took the doctor's word for everything. Do your own research, ask questions, become familiar with your body, listen to your intuition. When you know something is not right, just follow your first mind. When we were pregnant with our rainbow baby, our son, pretty sure that my doctor's office were like, oh my God, I called them nonstop. Anytime I felt any kind of little ache or pain, I would just go up there to the doctor's office, or I would call. So just, if you want to question it, it's your body, you question it. And don't be afraid to switch doctors or, afraid of what anybody will think. Do what you need to do for you. That's my advice.
Awesome. So where can we find you on social? Where can we find your podcast? And what's your website?
So I do not have a website at this time, but on social media, I am on Instagram, That Girl Named Boom. I'm on Facebook, That Girl Named Boom, and the same for Twitter, That Girl Named Boom. My podcast can be found on Podbean, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jamillah, for being on the podcast and sharing your story and your podcast with us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I pray that this show was inspirational and a blessing to you. For show notes, visit ericamcafee.com/podcast. Please join us in our offline discussions in our private Facebook group by going to sistersandloss.com. If you're listening in Apple Podcasts, please rate and subscribe to us and leave us a 5-star review. I pray that you all have a blessed week. Keep the faith, and I'll talk to you next Wednesday.